Welcome back to the second half of Faded Worlds, Changeling Second Edition, Changeling The Lost Second Edition. Uh, so, uh, Spook, your hair hasn't fallen out. It looks great.
Yeah, it's still attached to my head. Thank you, thank you.
Uh,
So yeah, you're in a weird abandoned building after the strangest PowerPoint presentation of your life.
so I'm a little bit confused about the autumn winter thing. Um, in
Uh-huh.
uh, in that in the uh, in the book, uh, uh, Autumn has the I guess the fight fire with fire thing, but also like fear, whereas Winter has cold and sorrow. Um, which seems I mean I guess the individual personalities of the uh, of the court royalty, uh, maybe slightly different from that, but
Yeah,
I,
so I guess with Nan and her take, I think it's she is kind of like cold and calculating, and so um it's kind of prudence more than outright fear, if that makes sense. So that and obviously the neighboring courts have some degree of Venn diagram overlap occurring. Or I just explained it wrong. It could be a menage of those factors.
okay. Uh, So yeah, I mean, I guess that I mean, whichever way you want to handle this, fine. Um, I'm just but uh, like from a mechanical standpoint, um, the the autumn contracts I'm a lot more interested in because they have that fear theme, which is something that I want to lean into. Uh, whereas uh, I think in terms of like uh, the personalities presented, Lyxander would sort of gravitate towards
Mm.
Non.
So does anyone else have any questions for me, the GM, or the characters that are in the room?
Mm.
No, not really.
Yeah,
I will
like,
say it
sorry.
sounded to me like Nan was a pretty helpful sort. She might be the kind who would actually direct Alexander if he came to her first and she determined like, oh no, I think you'll actually be happier with Autumn. There is also room to get contracts from a court besides the one you're technically in through court goodwill. So, thing too. But
Yeah, I don't know, like, how do we do this? Like, what's the? I guess what's the process? Like after there's like these sort of presentations, like, what happens?
So there's on the table, as well as the cups of hot beverages, four of the sort of styrofoam cups are not like the others. Four of them are sort of set out in front of each of these individuals, and each of them is filled with a peculiar thing. So, like, Jeannie has one full of pennies. John has little bits of broken mirror. Jade has little pieces of jade, and Nan has like little berries. And basically, you just pick.
Hmm.
You take from the person who you want to be, the leader of the court you want to join, um, and that is you sort of casting your token to them.
Yeah. I actually think that Vasya would just just like stand up and go over to the cup of berries and take one. Like, do I eat it?
Oh, you can if you like, Poppet. It's merely more a oh, it's just symbolic. But oh, thank you so much. I mean, I think we're going to get along just famously. We're going to have a great time together. Thank you for joining Winter Court. You can sit down again now, Poppet. It's all right.
And I think as soon as the process is explained to them, probably like simultaneously with Vasya, Paige would get up and walk over to the penny cup, and I think she'd sort of like shyly, almost like to like look left and right, like, is anyone about to berate me for what I'm doing? And then like shyly like
Yeah,
in
as
and
you
snag a penny.
so yeah, as you kind of do that, kind of like left, right, what's going on? John kind of like the autumn guy kind of like rustles his cup at you, almost like he's a beggar begging for change, and does kind of like a. "Aw, aw." But yeah, as you take the penny, Ginny mouths like thank you to you. She doesn't like say it
No.
much. She just kind of like locks eyes and mouths it.
I think I'm like there with the berry in my between my fingers, and I like. I think the coin will be less pleasant to eat.
Paige was just gonna pocket it, but I think she responds to that. I think she like tilts her head and then she writes it. She looks Vasher dead in the eyes, and she just pops the coin in her mouth and turns around and goes to sit down.
And as I step up, I say, more pleasant than a mirror, I suspect.
The broken glass.
Yeah. But with that, I kind of drift over to John and without actually taking one, I like stroke the edge of one of the broken pieces of mirror.
Oh, don't tease me, darling.
Well, it's not necessarily a tease, but I'm curious. Uh, what sort of fire fighting? What sort of fire?
Um, weird eldritch powers of unknown complexity. Standard fairy stuff.
And, well, uh, perhaps, perhaps what I learned uh, in Arcadia in the head was all wrong. It's entirely possible. But I had come to expect that the Autumn Court would uh, uh, hold some teachings in uh, the power and delight in uh, causing one's uh,
Oh, I see where you've missed it. You know all those names I mentioned? You know, all the names I have.
yeah.
Well, if you'd heard any of them before, you'd be very, very afraid.
Well, I that seems
Do I not seem the type to strike terror into your heart?
Well, given that I feel somewhat free to admit it, no.
Oh, would you like to just take my word for it, or, you know, a demonstration? Bearing in mind, I'll be demonstrating on you.
It sounds like folly. I'm in.
Cool. Great. So, you almost immediately, Brad, like find yourself in a strange hall of mirrors uh, filled with smoke. The smoke is unpleasant to breathe, um, and it is choking you. Please take a point of bashing damage.
Okay. Where do I? There's a. Okay, so that's under the health track. I just marked the first X.
Hmm.
Okay.
It's a dash rather. It's a
Dash.
swipe rather than an X. Yeah.
Um.
And yeah, it's kind of like a maze, but all the and it's not just the walls, like the floor and the ceiling are mirrors as well, and there's just like loads of you, and you can see like all the butterflies, um, yeah, frantically, yeah, fluttering as the smoke uh, clogs their tiny little lungs.
Oh, they're
What would you like to
spiricules.
do?
So I'll like duck down to try and get under the worst of it. And like try and scratch the floor so as to know when I go in circles. Of course, that
Uh-huh.
trick never works. And I'll um, uh, go forward with, and I guess as I go, I'll like occasionally like touch uh, either side of the hallway to make sure that I don't like miss a turning.
Cool. So you like you go roll me a wits and composure.
Uh,
We'll say it's probably like -1 for the smoke.
uh, so the thing for automatically rolling doesn't seem to be working at this point. Is that just me?
Let me look.
Because normally one would like uh, sort of select one of the
Yeah, it's working for me.
oh, you know what it is? Uh, I bet that is unhappy because I haven't marked because I have pop ad blocker on.
And I have ad block, not. And then again, I have a plus or a pro right now, so I don't get ads anyway.
Well, it's not the ads themselves. It's just here. Of course, it may be just be that Chrome is really unhappy. Now it's
Brad,
great. Am I cutting out?
You
no,
did a bit there, yeah.
or yes, I'm being told.
Yeah.
I think you did. I don't know. Maybe you
Sure
just didn't.
looks like yeah. Okay, there you go. Wait for hold up. Uh, God damn it! I'm okay. I'll keep fighting with it, but for now, I'm just gonna find that.
Try
Oh,
it
okay.
now.
There it goes. It now
I
it's.
think, yeah, I think your setting were. Um, oh, you know what? I bet it is. It's because of the update to the sheet. Did I previously there was only the one changeling option, and the attribute was just called changeling, or the value rather. So when I updated it, I renamed that one to changeling one and made the new one changeling two, because that's how all the other ones that were in both lists were set up. So you probably needed to switch that before the sheet was gonna behave.
Cool.
Oh,
You notice through the smoke as you sort of commando crawling along that some of the reflections of you are not moving in sync with you. Some of them are moving
ah.
independently of you, and in fact are skulking towards you on hand and fours. You are not actually approaching a mirror. A mirror is approaching you.
Okay. Uh, so I'll turn on the closest one. Um, and say, well, hello. Did you want something? Uh, and I'm gonna go ahead and do uh, paralyzing presence, uh, which may just happen automatically. I mean, it costs a glamour,
Almost certainly.
and it is a die roll. Let's see if this actually works. Oh, which and although it reminds me, so uh, last time I managed to make it to 5 beats, um, and I'd like to spend the 1 XP uh, to get to unlock the fairest um, the fairest add-on for paralyzing presence.
I believe you have to
Because
get a Ferrist who knows the contract to teach it that to you.
okay,
Is the way unlocking other seeming benefits works. Which in theory might have happened in the hedge, I suppose, but
well,
Yeah, it,
go ahead.
well, yeah, because it's not. These aren't the retroactive contract points, though. These are from your beats.
Yes.
So I think, yeah, you would have to have it taught you,
Okay.
but you can now. Now that you have picked Autumn, if you do want to retroactively, if you've got any of those saved dots from character creation and you want to buy an Autumn contract, you can do that now.
Um, so I'll just roll it normally, except that, or I did roll it. Okay. So no, that's the what's plus composer. Okay. So is there any modifier on doing paralyzing presence?
Does it say
you'll
like
want to add your weird to that, which I noticed a weird thing with the sheet that I'll have to fix is that clicking, like checking weird, doesn't add it to the sheet roll at the top. Why?
yeah, does it say like the difficulty is like the target's resolve or anything like that?
It's
Uh,
contested. They roll composure plus supernatural tolerance. Would be weird.
and then for the it's rather than weird, it's actually called potence for the
Yeah,
auto roll.
yeah. potency.
Potency.
So in the number box, you would type that. Oh, that didn't.
Okay, let's see if this works. Sorry, taking way too long, but did include weird.
It does not work. One success is often greater than 0 successes. So as you say this to them, they return. They say back in your voice, "Oh no, I'm just looking around," and then like the two mirrors either side of you like shatter, and little shards of mirror sort of cut and graze you. It's not enough to do any damage, but it is intensely painful. Could you roll resolve and composure -3?
Okay, that's not likely to work out. Nope.
Boom. So yeah, you are kind of overcome by the pain. Like the shards continue. They don't just sort of shatter and then obey gravity. Instead, they're swirling around almost like the swarm that makes up your head. And yeah, so there's swarms of butterflies swarming around, shards of mirror which show swarms of butterflies with shards of mirror in this strange fractal pattern. And I'm obviously basically just from failing the role, you sort of spend a turn like overcome by the sensation of what's happening. So you spend a little while sort of, I suppose, like shielding your eyes and your on your mouth. What does that look like?
So yeah, I think it's just sort of rolling up into a ball and I mean, it doesn't really work to cover my head, but sort of. I do that anyway.
Sure, sure. Yeah, I realized that like as I said it. So yeah, there's like then a moment of pause, and you hear like loads of sort of clattering as the mirror all kind of fall to the ground, and then now you kind of like entire body hurts, and you're kind of like laying in a big pile of broken mirrors, and there's this like big white wall around you, and you can see this strange ceiling on top of you, and you're sort of like floating in a sea almost of shards of broken mirror.
uh, hmm. Well, rather than like cutting myself more in the sea of shards, I think I'm just I'll just uh, I'll just stay frozen for a while and wait and see if the scene changes.
Yeah, so things begin to like kind of shake, and you feel yourself moving upwards. And as the kind of perspective above you changes, you realize that you're in the little styrofoam cup that you took the token from. And you see John Ashford's sort of skeletal face there as you sort of come closer to the plumes of billowing smoke. And he kind of like tips it back, and you see yourself falling through the kind of bones of his gullet, and you just sort of fall down, and you're kind of like falling in this void of black smoke with all these shards of mirror floating around. And as you're falling, basically all of the different shards of mirror have little reflections of you, and they're all just saying kind of like mean and hurtful. So, it seems like it's kind of like a scattergun approach. There, some of the things are pertinent to you, but it's more like a kind of horoscope thing where it's just saying like loads of different
Mm-hmm.
generic upsetting things.
Oh, you already have me. You don't. You don't need silly words.
Cool. So you like so on that you kind of like plump down onto the ground. Everyone else for this time basically just sees Alexander's like eyes glaze over briefly, and then all of a sudden they kind of like jolt. And once again, here's another thing that kind of is a bit weird because of your head, but let's just roll with it. And then out of all of the butterflies, they all kind of like cough out little plumes of black smoke that kind of just disappear into the air. But then, yeah, then you're back in the room.
Oh, you're good. I.
That was my lunchbox. I put people in my lunchbox sometimes if I'm going to have them later on.
Nice.
That's what lunchboxes are for. He's kind of like nodding. Yes, you understand.
I'll pick up one of the shards from the cup. Uh, we'll talk.
Sure, I've got your number. I'll text you mine.
And I'll drift back.
Okay, well, I've got important things to do, what with being me. Any of you budding young saplings need anything of me before I take my absence? Great. I usually exit quite dramatically, but I'm a little tapped from that, so I'm getting an Uber. Do you want to come with me, Jade? Split the cost. And Jade kind of like nods and is like, likewise, is anyone else needing anything of me? I mean, none of you have cast the summer, so, but just in case, do you want my number or anything? Okay,
Well,
great.
yeah.
Great. Good job, Jade. Good job. Yeah, and the two of them kind of begin to exit the scene.
Yeah, I think Vasya was like still just standing there with the berry when, and then Alexander like gets like falls on the floor and is like, oh, that was good. like, but but yeah, I I think she eats the berry and then and um and I don't know. So uh Nana is still there, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's Nan and Genie is still there.
Yeah. So and so I think I eat the berry and I'm just sort of talking like to Nan. It's like I don't think that would work on them, even if it works on him.
Oh, well, when you say them, do you mean like them then?
Hmm.
Oh, well, the thing is, Poppet, nothing really works on them, but they don't tend to actually do anything very often. They tend to have cat's paws for that sort of things, and it might work on them. Quite a lot works on them. Some of them are quite formidable, but some of them less so, and depending on how big a thorn you are in their sides, mm, they might not send that big paw, or even just a tiny claw.
And she kind of
I'd
like scratches your cheek.
Yeah, okay. I'd rather not be too much of a thorn. and stay quiet, stay hidden. And as for having a life, well, there was a life. I can grieve for that one.
Yes, those days are behind you, Poppet. I'm sorry, but this is oh, it's not even an afterlife. This is oh, I don't even know. It's a dance macabre. Oh, I think someone else has that one, but well, it's some kind of something, Poppet. I don't know what to tell you. Bless your little cotton socks.
It's awake.
Ha! You may be right there, Poppet. You may be right there.
Yeah, I mean,
Anyway,
I think,
let's. It's too early for wallowing, Nan. So, help Nan stand up.
yeah, I will.
Which is, oh, thank you, Poppet. You're such a good Poppet. You know that.
Okay.
Good, good. Okay, well, gather round, everyone. Gather round. You can go, Ginny, if you like, or you can stay. You're a good Poppet too. Do you gather round old Nan?
Sure.
Okay, Poppet. So I'm Queen of Winter, and I've got you for a few more months. So we're going to be doing some excursions. Uh, so this might sound contradictory, but just try to take deep breaths and follow down through it. I'm going to have you do the most dangerous thing you can, but I want you to do it very carefully. So it might take you a very long time, but it's very important. We're not really in the position of sort of giving you busy work or my first changeling adventure. We're fresh out of those, I'm afraid. Poppets, we've only got the real deal available to you. There's some loyalists in the city, in the holding. Um, there's some privateers too that are not, but I mean, they might be a stepping stone, but don't worry. There's some loyalists. Now, they're probably very dangerous, but I just need you to find out who they are. I don't need any kind of even solid evidence or to catch them or anything like that. Just a whiff in the right direction. It's going to be very hard and very dangerous. So take your time, get accumulated to the city, build up some, sway. There's a few other motleys around. Um, one of them could be the loyalists, so both lean on them, form cooperations with them, but also be suspicious of
I,
everyone.
I may have a
Except old Nan.
lead.
Don't be suspicious of old Nan. That would be counterproductive. Um, sorry, Puppet, you were saying something.
I may have a lead.
Oh, oh, lovely. Is it worth telling me about now, or just you and your little friend?
Uh, if you would give me a little time, I'll
Oh,
get
of course,
back
Puppet.
to you.
Just because it's only winter for a few months, don't expect, but Nan expects you to have results in a few months. I just want you to try.
Oh, I'm sure I'll have something before then.
Oh, don't be too cocksure, Puppet.
We'll see.
Oh. Well, anyone else have any questions? I have to go do Nan things.
Uh,
Oh, go ahead.
I no, like during no, like Vasha doesn't have any particular questions. Like, and like when that gets actually just like looking around to see if anyone else is going to. So she was sort of like seemingly getting more and more amused by something whenever Nan called us puppets. But
Okay, well, Nan does have a phone, but she forgets about it.
What is the best way to reach you?
Well, you can call me on the landline, Poppet, or you can come visit me at my little house, my little bungalow.
where do you live?
It's over in over near Frenchay. It's a bit on the outskirts. It's in the Kingswood. The name's not. It's very misleading. But yeah, it's like maybe like it's on like Bristol outskirts. It's not like core central Bristol. It's like a little province, a little sub area on the outskirts of Bristol
But it's not
called
the
Kingswood.
it's not in the woods.
No, it's
Yeah.
neither a woods nor Kingsley. It's just a shitty little
Okay.
town called Kingswood. Oh,
Uh, so, but we don't have enough information to actually find it from that, right?
oh, well, she gives you the address.
Oh, okay, okay.
You know, here you are, Poppets. I'll look. There's a Bluetooth thing we can do to exchange information. I think is that. Do we Bluetooth? That's when we link up. No.
Sure.
Okay. Well, yes.
Paige
Bluetooth.
Paige is grinning deeply without opening her mouth.
Well, yes. I'll Bluetooth you my address, Poppets. She has not Bluetooth. She's like pushing some. You know, she's working the screen, but she is yet to Bluetooth you. I think that's it. Okay, Poppets. Well, I'm,
Uh,
I'm going to be.
if
Yeah,
I may,
yes, Pop.
and I'll like hold up my screen beside hers and like try and get it to
Oh,
work.
yeah, can you just look? It's in there. I'm in there as me question mark. Can you just find me in there and send it over?
Okay. Uh, I don't know. Can I? Is this like a Woods plus computer or something?
I mean, you're like a 21st. You know, this is like rolling to make a cup of tea. I don't feel
Oh, okay, okay.
I feel this is a mundane role. You know, if you say had to explain to her over the phone how to do this, then we're talking.
Yeah,
But
that's tough. That's tough.
just doing it yourself is fine.
Okay. So yeah, I'll do the thing and
Yeah, so you
get it
send over like
put
the
through.
little contact details. It's got like address, landline, mobile. Electronic mail also. I do about maybe once a week. We check the electronic mail. I know it's called email. I'm joking with you, Poppet. Not completely, ignorant. I just,
Thank you, Nan. You're
I've got
very
my iPad.
kind.
I go on the Googles for it and find all sorts of recipes. Anyway, I'm supposed to be doing something. I'm going to go do it, Poppet. Oh, and there's another thing. There's some strange. This you met this Dave fellow. I'm being told. No,
What
you've
about
not. Well,
Dave?
met him. I'm told.
Yes.
We
Oh,
fell on the grass in front of him.
oh, what was he doing?
Peeing.
Charming. Let's put me right off. Well, look, he's got a few pet projects. He's trying to put together a league. And stay right out of it, Poppets.
A league like sports?
No, like a league.
Like
Uh,
walking
you
20
can
miles?
roll me an intelligence and a cult -2.
Okay.
Anyone who's present may, if they wish.
Okay. Like walking in 20
My player brain is saying like the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. I don't know if that's where Paige would go.
Wait,
Okay, so those of you who have successes, the suspicions are correct. A league is a term for a group of entities of different supernatural creeds who have joined together under a common banner. Anyway,
okay.
that's
Well, I
all.
mean, I sort of assumed that, but more fun to assume something else.
Well, yes. Anyway, so I don't want you getting involved. That Dave, it seems all right, but I don't know what he is. And that upsets me a great deal. So just don't
He,
get involved.
he
Lastly, it
did
was
display a rather unusual ability.
he's quite vastly powerful. It's really very concerning. Like,
So,
I suspect he may be literal god. I don't know, Poppets. Or possibly is Jesus come again? I mean, but
well, uh, I was about to ask what you knew about him, but
very little. He's called Dave. A Hebrew name means beloved, so maybe he's an angel. But he's above the scope of um, pretty much everything. Near limitless power. Mages don't step to him. Werewolves don't step to him. Quite remarkable. Makes an excellent cup of tea.
well, that makes up for all else.
Well, he's done nothing nefarious, nothing to make up for Puppets. It's just, the unknown upsets me quite a great deal. It makes me feel powerless and, and immobile, like getting up is not worth it when you don't know. You're supposed to know things, Puppets. It's your little job. And the thing you're supposed to know is who the lawless are. But not too aggressively, because you're only little puppets, but you're good little puppets.
Yeah, okay.
Sure, yes, good. Well, you said that there was something you needed to be about.
Oh yes, I'm going to. I get the Ubers as well. And yeah, she proceeds to like very slowly select an Uber from a phone. In the background, you see Genevieve mount Egbert. She sits on him like side saddle style, like Lady Godiva, and kind of like trots off on his back. They're quite a good pace.
Hmm.
Yeah, you're left alone in this strange and very emotive building.
All right, puppets. What do we do now?
Well,
Paige looks at Vasha and with like a closed mouth grin, and then she starts talking and her voice is a little muffed up as if there was something in her mouth that she was holding while trying to talk. She says, uh, wakes are supposed to be celebratory. She like holds her tongue out, and the penny is sitting on it.
And you want
Like, I don't
a.
know. I take the penny. Like, like, what do you do with these now?
She shrugs. Well, I'm not going to eat it.
Doesn't seem very appetizing.
She just takes it back and like pockets it. Maybe it will bring luck.
Um,
Well, I do have a number of matters to attend to. But uh, there's always uh, the matter of glamour. Um, Vasya, I don't suppose uh, you'd be in the mood a little later to do something a little like that uh, fun little excursion we did before.
I think
With
Paige
the
like frowns. Is that what you were doing at the cafe? Hmm.
something like that, yes.
scare someone? Who do you want to
Shrug.
scare?
Oh, it doesn't matter really. I mean, I suppose it's better if it's someone who deserves it, but I just kind of leave it there.
Yeah. Uh. Hmm.
No pressure.
All right. It's like, and like, I like hold up phone. Like, you have the number. Um.
Excellent, excellent. I'm sure it'll be quite the hoot.
So, so the what was the exact thing again? The 'cause I think there was like something that we might look into.
Yeah, I have to admit that I kind of zoned out for a large portion of that briefing. Uh,
So, like,
don't actually know what we were tasked with.
what was the exact thing?
Oh, okay. So as I recall, there's two things. Um, the uh, the main thing was looking for loyalists, and then
Hmm.
there was a thing that we're not supposed to do, but Dave wants to start a league.
Oh, okay. No.
Was the task looking for loyalists?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
all right.
I think Vasha just like goes and like holds the penny towards Paige. It's like try to give it to back to Paige.
Yeah, she'll take it and put it like in
Yeah,
her pocket.
and it's like, how do you even find a loyalist?
She shrugs. I don't know. I imagine they're not really vocal about it, leaving flags around and such. Can I make? I guess it would be probably into occult. See if like I know anything about the different kinds of loyalists.
Yeah, sure. I think it's pretty. Um, this is like quite changeling specific stuff, so I think you can just roll flat. I don't. Yeah, I don't think you need a penalty.
Hey, I
Cool.
got a
Yes, you
success.
know. I'm presuming with your intimate knowledge of the material that you are, as a player, are aware. of the sort of different,
Uh,
privateers and royalists and
it's been a
burners?
little while since I read that section, but as I recall, there's basically your opportunist fuckheads who don't actually have loyalty to anyone. Your your folks who, again, aren't actually loyal to the True Fae so much as they just want to burn down all the fairy shit, including changelings. And then there's the actual true loyalists who are like, yeah, we just want to go help the keepers. Is that more or
Um,
less accurate?
yeah, the only correction I would make is the middle one. They're the bridge burners, and it's specifically they're into the idea of destroying the hedge because they
Hmm.
think that will cut off
Right. Not
passage.
not so much killing the changelings, but like cutting off the world from fairy.
Sure, but then there's other people who think that then this might destroy the barrier between the worlds and actually sort of plunge the worlds into each other. So
Mhm.
they're kind of like the radicalized terrorists
Yeah.
of
And
the
I
changelings.
vaguely remember some stuff about like maybe cutting the world off from Arcadia would actually like end human emotion or something
Yeah,
bad like that.
there's lots of bad things that could potentially happen, or nothing. Who knows? Give me a roll. And also on the subject of privateers, Nan did briefly mention that there were rumored privateers in the city as well, and that they may be a stepping stone towards the loyalists, is the phrase
Hmm.
she used, but that they weren't your primary target.
Hmm.
What's the deal
I
with the
think
privateers?
they're just
Uh,
opportunistic fucks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they just are in it for the profit and will do whatever for whoever pays them the most.
so
Uh,
think almost like bounty hunters to an extent,
bounty
where
hunters,
something like that.
pirates, smugglers. You're like I said, opportunistic fucks. Uh,
But no, there
unfortunately, that's
are
probably
other
not the
things.
word Paige uses. I think she's more eloquent.
So, do you like lay this out, or is it just like
Yeah,
you're
she
calling
she
it?
would give like a rough overview. Like, well,
Yeah.
I think the true loyalists will be the hardest to find. There certainly would cover their tracks. The more privateering folks probably aren't that difficult, but they're not really who he was looking for, she said. And there's the bridge burners. I don't know if that's what she'd be looking for either. Again, I think they tend to be somewhat more vocal about their opinions, but they don't like the keepers any more than us. I think the only thing I can think of is, like she already mentioned, maybe more opportunistic among us might have allies among the more loyal, or I suppose less loyal, depending on point of view.
Well, there's a. I would need to confirm it, but I believe I may know where uh, uh, someone of at least questionable loyalties is shuffling around my house.
She like tilts her head. You have a house?
Well, at least had, and hopefully will again.
Oh, hmm, that makes like sort of trails off and looks wistfully into the distance.
Oh, don't worry, Paige. I'll, assuming things go well today, I'll make sure that you're well taken care of. I don't know. That's not creepy at all, is it?
Yeah, I think she gives you a look of like it. it's some strange combination of like curiosity and disgust. Maybe something like
Fair enough.
just like I don't know how I feel about this.
Well, as I said, it depends on how other matters turn out. We'll see. We'll see. So unless there's anything else you need right now, I have well, I suppose it's an appointment to be made at least.
You know, like,
How do we already have
following.
appointments? I don't even know anyone. Well, except you two.
Paige shrugs. Like, I mean, I had a date last night, but then I suppose I'm probably better at finding those than either of you. And then she like realizes that might come off as offensive, and she's like, "Oh, um, not didn't mean anything by that."
Depends on the sort of
Mm,
date.
Okay, yeah.
I don't think she has a response to that.
Do you think they let you in schools? It was a completely
Why?
out of nowhere topic change.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Paige just like tilts her head relatively far and looks at Vasya like, "What?" Doesn't say anything, but just yeah.
Schools, can you go in them?
Do you need something from one?
Well, I wanted to go see me.
Ah,
I think Paige like looks at you and is like, "You teacher?"
No, and like I take out a phone and like point at the date. It's 3 years later. Um, I should be 10.
She like Flo nods. Oh,
uh,
oh my.
yes.
Suppose you were gone longer than us. That's interesting.
Well, uh, I suppose where we were longer is somewhat subjective.
Hmm. True enough.
Um, but yes, if you do want uh, help with uh, let's just say your fill-in, uh, perhaps there can be a mutual back scratching.
Player level
Gonna be in
mechanical
the
note. It
papers.
is a better
You're gonna be in
for
all the
you.
papers.
Uh, I was just gonna say it is better for your clarity to kill somebody else's fetch than your own. So like I
What?
imagine that like fetch
Chill.
murder packs
Whoa!
happen.
I,
I was just throwing that out there. Like if you're gonna start,
whoa!
Have
you
you
were
guys
talking
seen
about
this
taking
movie,
vengeance
Strangers
on
on
them.
the Train?
Oh yes, vengeance for sure.
Yeah, like, I mean, do you think Alexander's like what Alexander says comes across as like, even in case this, we want to both murder
uh,
some people? It's like,
does it come across as murder?
Kind of did to me, the player, but
yeah,
like,
okay.
I don't
So
know.
yeah, I mean, it
Yes.
could totally sound like that.
What? Uh, like, I don't want to kill the 10-year-old. I just,
Well,
I don't know.
is she a 10-year-old? And well, I mean, murder is the when there is joy of it, it only lasts a moment. There are, I think, worse fates than death.
Paige, like, looks at Alexander kind of wide-eyed and is like, yes, we all know that. Came from there.
Well then, Paige, perhaps we are on the same.
Oh, ow.
Sorry.
So Brad, what does your keeper look like?
uh, that's a good question. I think uh,
Well, here's
I
why,
think
Brad.
that
Here's
when
why.
they've appeared to me, it's always they've always like had like a fog around them, but it's like uh,
Cool.
human.
So the ground erupts and an ethereal fog raises up. Your keeper appears out of the ground. It's got like a pack of fey hounds, and it kind of picks you up and kind of like squeezes you and crushes you a bit, and then like drags you back down into the ground. The floor kind of like reseals as the hedge closes. You're dead forever. Please roll a new character. Okay, continue everyone else.
Okay. Sorry.
I suppose that's the changeling equivalent of rocks fall, you die.
Yeah.
Oh, get used to things bursting out of the floorboards whenever you make bad puns. That's a running theme of World of Darkness.
But
But I'm sorry. Please continue your strangers on the train scenario.
okay.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. I mean, like, I think Watcher would just like point at like type something into the phone and like uh like it's like that's supposed to be the school. Well, if it's the same one, I don't see why it wouldn't be.
Linda. See.
And what does your younger self look like?
Um, I think she's like, well, like me, but like she like puts a like a hand and like takes it down and down and like that high.
Oh, but you're other than aging. Your flesh has not changed. Yes? No.
Yeah, like I like look, like I don't know, like try to look at myself, and like I don't like
Paige is like, I think Paige looks up from her phone that she got kind of lost in a little bit.
yeah.
Um, and she's like, I'm not sure that's an easy thing for a person to know about. You know, when they started as a young one, I don't think we know what we'll grow up to look like. I know I changed quite a bit. She like looks at her elbow.
Yeah, Avos's mask is very normal. Just like basically
Not that
just
we have seen each other's masks.
yeah, but
Actually, maybe that's if Vasya doesn't think of it, Paige might after a moment like perhaps she would look like you do to the rest of the world who aren't, well, in tune, I suppose, with our sort.
hmm,
Anyway, uh, I'll add it to the list of things to look in.
I think I think Paige will like look at both of you and say like if you I don't have the first clue how to begin searching for loyalists, but if you find someone you suspect, I may be able to help confirm, I think. She shrugs.
In what manner?
Uh, well, it's more difficult to hide things about oneself from the interior of one's own mind, if that makes sense.
Ah, yes, yes. I could see uh, value there. Well, uh, I will most likely be in touch. No promises this time. I'm gonna head out.
all right.
Yeah, I think Paige looks to Vash and is like, I'm not really sure what to do now. It seems I have a few weeks or so to make sure things go the way I want in my other task, thing immediate need there. And like
Yeah.
if you were to glance at her phone, you'd probably see like she's got a lunar like moon phase calendar up.
Okay. Um, they got like, do you want to come to the school?
That sounds like fun.
Sure. Yeah. Mm, sure.
Fun
I mean,
for
it's a
all ages.
word.
Or
Okay.
as fun as going back to high school.
So the school is not far. It's maybe like 25 minutes walk up the road.
Hmm.
You are able to reach there without incident. Oh, it's so far away. We'll have to do a transition. We pass telepathic heights on the way. And then we arrive. It's accurate. Google Maps. At Colston Girls' School, it's like an all-girls private school. Quite, it's quite a good school, very reputable and all that. Good metric reviews, good Ofsted reports.
Can I just say I'm impressed that you had that ready?
I may have gotten it ready when they mentioned going to a school.
Okay. I I guess like we come here and like I go and see if the door's open.
Yeah, there's like gates that are open, and there's like signage pointing towards like a visitors area.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Can a school count dwelling?
Does the school count as a dwelling? Was
I think
that?
that's the word. Correct.
I don't believe anyone lives here, so I'm not sure if that's a dwelling. Let me quickly dictionary dwelling to see if it means something other than I think it means. Dwelling, a house, a flat, or other place of residence. So no one lives here. No one
So
dwells here.
I'm not sure I can use hostile takeover them, which is the contract. The first sentence is the true fair home wherever they wish, and the changeling likewise forces any dwelling to accept her presence. It mostly just gets you through like security and doors and whatnot.
Um, I don't know. I mean, it depends if we feel that mechanically speaking, it's meant to function like as worded, or if they're just being White Wolf and being like fanciful with their wording when they say dwelling.
Yeah, I
Building.
I think I guess as storyteller, that's kind of I guess up to you. I could see it either way because changeling magic is weird. There are specific rules for how it interacts with supernatural dwelling merits like hollows, but that's obviously
Yeah.
a thing
So
that has to.
that has kind of tipped it over to yes, it does not apply to a school. This is not a dwelling. No one dwells here.
It does work on mundane dwellings, for the record. That's just you
Sure,
have to
but
clash of
as in
wills then.
yeah, it's just that ruling or that additional aspect of it put it on the side of applying to dwellings rather than just buildings.
Yeah, I think that's fair. So, I think she'll like look over the school and be like, I don't think I can get in unless someone lives in the school. I think
But the
they live
gate's
in the
open, right?
school. Do teachers? I remember when I was a kid, we thought the teachers lived in the school. I don't think that's true though.
If you'd like, you can roll me a intelligence and academics to know if the teachers do live at the school or not.
I think they were taken late enough as an adult. They probably just know that.
Okay, please proceed. I'm sorry.
It's all right. Well, I suppose she looks at Bosch. She's like, "Do you want to go in the visitor section? I don't. This is your thing. I
Uh, well, it seems like the first thing to do would be to just see if the door is open.
Yeah, there's basically a door that's open. You can kind of see through like some glass paneling that there's like a reception area. There's a few people sitting down. You can actually see there's a man and a woman dressed quite smartly. They're putting on little like visitors badges, and like one of them's like signing in a little book.
Yeah. Like I imagine sort of that I'd go over to someone who seems like they know about things, and and just like go and ask for myself, like if they know where I can find Vasilisa. What would be my surname?
Yeah, it's kind of like set up so it's all like a dead end leading to this person behind a little like
Yeah.
glass thing. So yeah, you have to sort of interact with them. You see the couple that just sort of finished signing in. They then go to a little door that's kind of like unlocked with a little BB boop that the receptionist puts through. They kind of like turn to you and kind of smile and like, "Oh, hello there. How can I help?"
Okay. So it's like, um, do you know where I can find Vasilisa Aliyeva?
Is she a student here? Are you a family member of hers?
She's my sister.
Ah, okay. And is there some sort of emergency? And she's sort of typing on a keyboard as she's saying this.
Yes. I she needs to come home. This uh and I don't know. I wonder what I would say, because like what would be the how how well I would lie. I wonder. Um, I think it's just gonna be just like like there's been an accident. I think I'm just gonna go with a very simple thing.
Okay. So you can roll a manipulation, and is it subterfuge in this game? Deception.
Subterfuge.
That's what
If
it
you roll
sounds like
me
to me.
manip and subterfuge, it's a reasonably likely thing. Um, so I'm not going to give you a penalty, but if you would like, you can sort of impose a self-inflicted penalty from your sort of uncertainty. Because obviously the way you role played it was like very. So I'm not going to be like, oh, you role played it bad, and so I'm giving you a negative. But if you feel that they have pitched it weakly, you can, if that makes sense. Because obviously it's not a good bad
Uh,
metric.
I, I'm fine with that only coming in if it fails. Um,
Uh huh.
but
Cool. We'll just
so
roll deception then, or
manipulation,
subterfuge rather.
subterfuge. Oh, it doesn't fail.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay. So she's like nodding, and she's like, "Oh, okay, okay. I don't. Sorry. Do you have any ID?"
Oh, well, let me and like I like
Paige like steps in and is like, oh, we um it's been so hectic. Everything's a little misplaced. Sorry. I'm sure she has it somewhere. We'll just have to find it.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
Possibly out in the car, maybe.
No, like
Anyway,
I spend a glamour, and I'm like, oh, sure, and
okay.
and
Or you just do that.
I'm gonna roll hidden reality. Yeah, no, does it even have a? I think it might not even have a roll. Let me see. I have forgot.
Nope.
But do need to spend. I do need to spend another glamour because it's a completely new thing to find like an ID in my pocket. Um, but yeah, so I don't have to look for a minute. I just like look for like just a little bit, and it's like, oh, here's an ID, and I mean, I suppose it's my ID.
Do you say that?
No, I say like, oh, my
Okay.
ID.
And so then, is this a fabricated ID of you being your sister, or is it of you?
So I I think the way the contract is written, like you create a whole new object that could reasonably be found in the area. So
Oh,
I
yeah,
feel
yeah,
like
no,
if the area is whatever clothes she's wearing, then like
It
I
might be
feel like
mine. Like I
it
think it
might be
just
hers,
says
or it
that my
might just be
name
some
is
random
Vasilisa as
person.
well.
Like I don't know. I could easily see this going really well or really poorly.
so do you hand over the mystical ID?
Yeah.
Okay. So if I'm correct in this, then this ID says so everything looks fine, other than it says that you're 10. And obviously you don't look 10 to her. So I'm gonna have her roll an academics
Well, the
and wit.
Uh,
yeah.
well, I don't actually
Yeah.
think that it would say that I'm
Yeah.
10.
But if it's
It would
ID,
have
it
your
would
date
have
of
your
birth.
date of birth
Yeah.
on.
Whatever your date of birth, it would not list your age.
Oh,
So the
that's
question
true.
is, does she
True
pay
enough.
attention to the year on your date of
True
birth?
enough. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
it would list my
So
date of birth. God damn.
So once again, so I'm gonna have her do a wits and academics to see if she spots it or not. Obviously, she's a receptionist, and so this is her jam, and so I'm going to be rolling some dice here. So it's
Yeah.
not that I want you to fail; it's just she's a receptionist, and this is her jam. She notices and kind of like fries, and then like hands it back to you, and she's like, "Oh, yes, that's fine. I'll go get her right away. Roll me a empathy and wits at like -2. You can
Okay.
both roll.
Does my motives specialty apply?
Yes, yes, it does.
Only happiness.
Oh wow, I succeeded
Okay,
too.
great. You are going to be in the newspapers tomorrow. They are stalling you and probably mashing some sort of panic button if they have one.
Oops.
She's like, "Yes, if you just take a seat, she'll be right out." And then she like goes to say something else and
so
then thinks
so
about it, like, typing away as she now and is
I
trying to sort of like break eye
I think
contact.
very quickly um I just sort of lean over and brush my fingers to her forehead.
Okay. Are
And
you Men in Blacking her?
yes, if
He's
Okay,
attempting
great.
to utilize her,
if
yes.
yeah,
Is
if
that
I
is
if
that
she
a
doesn't
royal
stop me, then
contract from Winter?
yeah, no, it's a goblin contract.
Okay, yep.
I
Do
do
you
get
have
a
touch
that.
her?
Yeah, I have to brush my fingers across the person's forehead.
Okay, okay.
It costs 2 glamour, so goes glamour. I do have to roll. It's manipulation, subterfuge, and word against composure, and any supernatural tolerance, but doesn't
Yeah,
apply.
if she's a vampire, this will be more difficult.
Oh my, she rolled quite well.
No, that's not good.
I wonder, is it like
Is what? Like,
like the like do, are are the composer thing, are they uh I mean, here it's the same 3, but like are they against successes or are they against like the dot amount? I
Oh,
wonder.
what
if it says versus, you roll off, and if it says
Okay.
minus, you subtract their dots from
Okay.
your dice pool.
So yeah, so I have 9. I guess I could use a willpower to make it 12 if I can get the 3 successes here. Um
I mean, I actually have made a mistake in that I should have not rolled this until you had rolled as well.
oh, goddamn, no. Just 2.
Wow.
So it fails. It doesn't have any additional thing when it fails, except that it doesn't
Unless
do anything.
you could fail dramatically.
That's true, and I will actually. So
Okay.
on a
Well,
dramatic
have a beat.
failure, I forget the last 5 minutes.
Okay.
Oh no!
Well, have a beat, friend.
That
Have a
actually
beat.
like me to an XP. So
Great. So she
Great.
like.
Now I have to salvage this fucking situation.
So I suppose your continuity is you were yeah, you were going into the school, and then all of a
yeah,
sudden that this woman sat down at a desk, and she's like slapping your hand away from hers.
it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, and she kind of like shrieks a bit, and as I said, there's kind of like a barrier with a door set up, and she's at this little booth with like a little bit of glass. It just goes like a little bit up. It doesn't. It's not like full barrier. But she basically like recoils as you slap and goes back through, or goes to go through a door and
All right.
exit.
I'm gonna have to spend some glamour here. I don't have a lily flower. Uh, this is the best option I've got for fixing the goddamn situation.
Also, from do you think I kind of want to make you roll 1d10 to see if you maybe get clarity damage for the jarring effect of um, the losing time, because it is to do with
Yeah.
your perception of yourself and your memory, which is clarity damage. So if you roll 1, if it's a roll 1d10, if it's a success, you take clarity damage. This is just a minor little amon bouge. Cool,
No.
great. Nice. So yes, you were saying, Paige,
Uh,
you want to.
so what's she on the other side of? Is she behind like a window?
Yeah, it's not like full glass window. It's just like a slightly it's like
Is it like
there's
one of those
either
doors where the top half opens separately from the bottom half?
No, it's like so like one side of her is like a wall, and then there's her little kind of desk which goes like forwards a bit, and there's like a little bit of glass that just goes up a little bit, and then to the side of her there's like a full um door. So she's at like a little box opening, almost like the way like a chemist counter
Yeah,
is depicted in movies sometimes. It's
yeah.
like that, and then at the back behind her there's a another door that she is
Is
seeking to
there
go
so two
through.
questions then? Could I,
Uh-huh.
because she's going for the door, and I
Uh-huh.
think I'm far enough behind Vatia because I wasn't right up there with her. I doubt I could reach through and poke her before she reaches the door. So can I fit, like, could I vault over and get in there with her? And is there anyone else, like, viewing, like, in who can perceive what's going on here that I can
Uh,
see?
you do not notice anyone else in the room, and yes, you can attempt to mantle over this woman. I'll probably have you do like a -1 athletics check just to do it in time rather than being able to do it at all, if that makes sense.
Yep, that's fine. So that's what we're gonna do. You said Dex Athletics?
Yeah, if you want to twist my arm, I could see it being something other than Dex, but Dex Athletics
No,
seems like
Dex
what it
is
would be for me.
Dex is what we want. Wits, I don't.
And yeah, just -1.
I'm not gonna spend a willpower. I don't care. Well,
Do you want to
fuck
be
it.
in the
I'm spending
papers
a
tomorrow?
willpower.
I mean, you're already going to be in the papers tomorrow. We're past that point.
Well, the willpower
Oh,
didn't fucking matter. So we're
oh,
gonna
that
fail
hurts.
dramatically.
Okay,
Wow.
great. You're going to face plant sprawled across the desk. Please have a beat. Take a point of bash from scraping your little oddly jointed knees and elbows, and probably your face a little bit. You maybe
What are
like
you
scratch
doing?
your cheek on a upturned pen.
I like that. For me, this seems like we just like came in and then like Paige like tries to like jump over the counter and
See, I don't. Can I roll like wits composure to determine that their memory, like they forgot what was going on? Identify that,
Um,
or can I just identify it? I don't know.
I mean, they said, "What are you doing?"
uh, and
Yeah,
if I
that's enough probably.
I think
I think
I like try to like go and like like I don't know, help Paige with her like attempt to vault the desk, and I'm like, "Oh, what
And
what's
yeah,
going on? Why would you just and like where's she going?
yeah, as you are sprawled on the ground page and sort of weighing your options, you just see these two quite shapely legs and high heels disappear through the door as it closes.
yeah. So yes, she lets herself be helped up uh, by Fasha. He's like, they think we're trying to abduct the children, probably. And you tried to do something, I'm guessing, and now you don't seem to understand what the hell's going on, so I think you failed. I was going to try to fix it my way, the best I had, but I tripped on the stupid desk, so that didn't work.
What?
Um,
I would never abduct children again.
I think she like takes a couple of moments of wide mouth, like, I'm gonna put a pin in that. Uh, you tried to get in to see a 10-year-old with an ID that apparently she didn't like. Is the ID still there, by the way? Like, did she leave it?
Is this not one of those things that when you lose focus on it, it disappears?
Oh, let me read like how fast it is exactly, or does it say anything? So it says, uh, okay, so changes vanish at the end of the scene, or when no one. Yeah, I think when no one pays attention to them, that might
Yeah.
have happened here.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's fine.
Yeah. It's like I don't know. We fucked up is the point, and now we're in trouble, and we should probably leave before we get arrested. Though I'm sure that there will be news of this regardless, which is a problem.
I don't. Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure. What do you mean? Do you
Uh,
not remember giving her the ID? Like you, what?
Could you
This
No,
was
we
your
just
ID.
came in, and then
could you
you
both
jumped
give
over the
me
desk.
could you both give me a wits and composure -2?
Okay.
Sorry, I don't like
Is
it
this
when I phrase it like that of give me a roll. I find it really
is
obnoxious.
this perception
Give it to me.
roll?
I want it.
Because
Yeah, so I'm
Oh
sorry.
damn! It's a
Please
fail.
roll yourselves.
my
Composure.
kenning, not kenning, but clarity bonus applies. So no modif. I did
Oh,
a
actually,
thing.
clarity bonus. True enough. I need to roll 2 more.
No, because you didn't put minus. Oh, never mind. I'm looking at
Yeah,
my last roll.
but I only
I'm an
rolled
idiot.
only rolled 4.
I was looking at the wrong spot when I said that. You're good.
Oh well. Guess those 2 dice were the ones that were missing.
Well, it was the last one, actually. But
Yeah, true.
Sirens.
see, that's what. Okay.
The sirens.
She goes up to a door, and she's like, I don't think that's quite ready yet. Uh, she like jiggles a doorknob. Is it? Is it? She just tries to find any door that's not locked.
No, it's obviously set up so that you can't get at the children without passing this barrier. So no, I'm sorry. It's like
Okay,
the
then the
exit and
front
the locked
door.
door.
Yeah, then she
I
goes up
mean,
to the
I
exit of the
guess,
building.
yeah, and she would have locked the other door behind her. So yeah, you have to go out the front.
I actually wonder because being told that my experiences are unreal.
Yeah, you might need to make another clarity roll.
Yeah, because maybe 2 because I do know. I don't know. It depends if
I don't know why there would be
That,
two.
that feels like double dipping to me. Like I feel you've already rolled on that trigger.
maybe. Yeah, yeah.
Well, the trigger he's
I
talking
mean,
about is
I'm
someone
sorry, but
actually telling him that his experiences are unreal. But
sure. I mean,
it's
if
yeah.
you want to roll for clarity damage, if you want to roll 2 dice or 8, I mean, please, go right ahead. If it's your needle and thread, you can give yourself a bonus on the dice as well. But yeah, I feel it's been. I know that we're saying it's a different trigger, but it's like, that
Yeah,
roll is you.
yeah. Maybe it's more like that. I already rolled for this particular one because when I rolled, no one had
Yeah.
yet, I guess, pointed it out. So yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think
Like I'm not.
from succeeding in the role initially, that's you gaining awareness of it and it not negatively affecting you.
Okay.
But that's just my.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I
wanna
think
roll.
I'm sort of then like I'm starting to go along with this idea that because I mean I
that you
know
fucked up.
that I
You
have
know
this
that you have
contract.
this contract. Yeah. You
Yeah.
should be aware of its capability of backfire.
Yeah.
Oh, and as well, if you both want to as well, just for hearing the sirens, both take a beat just for being in this, for being in
Yeah, I'll
Newspaper
take it.
tomorrow.
Yeah. It
So yeah,
didn't
she
go
goes up
well.
to the entrance and she's about to like knock on the exit door, and then she's like, I don't think that's set up yet. Okay, this is gonna be riskier than I would prefer, but Vasya, come here. And she opens the door into the dam hedge.
Okay, great. And we'll
Whoa,
fade
okay.
to black on YouTube there. Alexander,
Yes. Well,
Look up
let's
how much
find out
glamour
if
that
you'll be
cost
in
me.
the newspaper tomorrow.
Fine.
I'm sorry.
I said, let's find out if you'll be in the Bristol Post tomorrow.
Yes, yes. Um, well, a couple ways that might happen. Um, I think. I mean, okay. Uh,
Okay.
first,
One.
yeah.
Can I just
Also, as
real quick?
well, yeah.
I am required to make a apparently a vocal request for the door to open into the hedge. I don't have to say it in those exact terms. The examples say it could be as simple as open sesame or as complex as a sonnet. So I think the fade to black is actually on it's Vasya, come here, and she just says, "Get us the fuck out of here," and opens the door.
Okay, great. And we don't see you go through. We just know that the door is
Hmm.
there when we fade to black. Also, as well, just to let you know, as I said, this school is quite, it's quite upmarket. And what I mean by that is it is Caucasian as fuck.
Hmm.
Okay, so people care when you steal these kids. Right?
Yeah.
You're not going to be on like page 7. You're going to be on like front page tomorrow. Like, oh my god.
We're
Anyway,
probably also on. I'm sure there are security cameras.
oh,
So they'll have
there's
fun with the fact that we just walked out the exit and didn't come out the exit.
like if I ever don't make a point of somewhere being like completely dilapidated and run down and abandoned, there's probably CCTV like everywhere, as
Okay.
we sort of established last week. I mean, there's probably CCTV in the room you're standing in. But thankfully, you don't have to deal with masquerade breaches. Meanwhile,
Yes. Okay. So, um, uh, I'm assuming I know where my old bank was, or which
sure,
one it
yeah,
was, and yeah, okay.
uh-huh.
Uh, so,
Well, that's good. So who do you bank with, do you think?
uh, I don't,
Like,
I don't
do you
remember the.
bank with the evilest bank? Do you bank with like the middle one? Do you bank with like the okay one?
I think it's
I
probably.
mean, meta, the correct answer is a credit union, but
Well, yes,
I don't.
yeah, absolutely. Um, I think in this case though it's like it's sort of a uh, um, sort of
Because you're like old
mid-range
money.
evil.
Okay, okay.
But yeah, not enlightened credit union. This is not about helping the community. This is about high level finance.
Hmm.
Uh,
Cool. So you're probably with like HSBC or maybe Lloyd's. Yeah, you with Lloyd's.
Lloyd's.
You
Okay,
with Lloyd's
sounds
Bank.
good.
Okay, great. Yeah, and they've got like a Bristol branch that you first opened your account with. It's easy to find. You've got the Googles.
Okay. Uh, so I start heading that way. Uh, on the way, uh, I will be keeping an eye and ear out for another asshole because I've already
Um,
like bled through the bit of glamour that I got earlier, and I'm gonna need to do stuff. I suspect.
Um, yeah, I'm not sure if it's just a wits and composure or maybe like a streetwise. What are you, or is it like a luck die? What do you imagine for finding said arsehole?
Uh, let me see. I think I mean wits makes sense because it's like sort of a actively looking um and yeah, maybe just wits and composure. That sounds fine to me.
Yeah, okay. Give me like how hard is it to find a random arsehole in Bristol? Give me like a -2 wits and composure.
It's not like New York City where turn
No, no,
around, bam.
No, that would be London, darling.
Yes, yes. Ah, uh, so, yeah.
So you have a choice of arseholes. There's
Okay.
two arseholes to choose from. Sorry, I was trying to find an appropriate midway Bristol picture.
Okay.
But yes,
So if
there's
one of them
another.
is like in an alleyway, maybe like taking taking a piss, or yelling at someone in an alleyway.
I mean,
Or
most of the people pissing in alleyways are just tramps who are more like sad than
yeah,
arsehole-ish.
yeah.
Some of them are arseholey though. No, that there are. Yeah, so there's an arseholey. There's there's a tramp in an alley pissing on a wall who's shouting racial slurs at the wall.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Uh, so again, still in this uh, you know still in this disguise of another homeless person. I'll like kind of shuffle up, um, um, and so yeah, I'll uh, uh, shuffle up, and just as I'm and I'll like make like I'm just gonna walk by, but as I do, I'll put my hand on his shoulder, um, and uh, say, uh, uh, "Nice tongue on you. Shame you'll have to lose it."
You fucking what, mate?
And then I will uh, uh, turn on full. Once again, I'm hopefully I don't blow this, but I'm gonna show him the show him the fear, the paralyzing presence, the butterflies that want to eat his soul. The
Yep.
full deal. Okay, so I'm gonna burn my last two glamour, so hopefully this doesn't fuck up. But is there any penalty?
Does it say on the thing like versus something or penalty or minus something on the contract?
Uh, I Yeah, I should have that part down, but I don't. So,
Let me race you to look it up. What's it called?
paralyzing presence. Okay. It's opposed by their composure plus supernatural tolerance.
Cool. That's the same as the one I just failed.
You'll find that one coming up a lot,
Yeah.
with the kinds of contracts that we're throwing around.
Nice.
Okay, good.
Beep.
Yeah, if that had not done, I'd be in serious trouble. Um, and I'll say, "Oh, mate, you're going all the way down." And yeah, I'm gonna take it all.
Uh-huh. Okay, great.
Man reaping.
Uh huh.
So, as we've established, although clarity isn't a morality system, breaking the minds of others is still a thing. So I guess I'm gonna ask you to roll. I think one. It's like a base level one.
5
And
reaping
Yeah,
is
no. Yeah, reaping has its own special one, which is
okay,
5.
it's 5.
5.
Wow. So if you want to roll, I mean, I don't know what order to do this thing. We'll do this first because it's interesting. So yeah, if you want to roll 5 dice and fail all of them.
I want to.
I mean, I don't know. Do you?
Do I
you
want to fail all of them?
Yeah. Is
if
this
you
like
want to
road to
avoid
clarity zero?
Sort of. But we'll see. You know.
Okay.
Are you doing like road to ascension but in reverse? To clarity zero.
uh, and slash and no 4 successes.
Okay, so that's
Bam.
successes. So now roll your weird, and you'll take that many points of like clarity damage.
All right.
oh
Okay.
shit,
Oof.
too mild. And you should have an actual clarity health track now. You might have to move your wits or composure. I think it's wits composure. You might have to change one of them and
Okay.
then change it back to get it to be the correct number.
Okay. Yeah, I did do that earlier, but
Okay.
I'll whoops. I'm doing weird things.
So
Okay, and I think I did take a point last session.
yeah,
Does
Do
those
remember that. You should have 3 mild now.
okay. Um
If
what
you just ticked the third to last or further, you should take a condition from it.
uh no, it's well, okay, I think I'm doing it from the wrong direction, but it's
You
there's a
start
full
at the left.
yeah, there's a full 3 more. So
Yeah, so you're good.
okay.
No
Yeah,
when
so
do
conditions.
those
you have
when did the non aggravated ones clear?
You clear clarity by having meaningful interactions with your touchstone, is the
Oh
standard
yeah.
way. I can also
Fine.
help clear it with a contract I have, but
Yeah, I should go look her
not that
up.
you would know that.
Yeah, yeah.
it's actually like it's pretty tough. Like though the meaningful interaction does clear all of the mild damage at once, but yeah,
Yeah,
the
it's tough
conditions you
if you
get
don't
from it.
have a touchstone to help you, like that you can readily go to.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah.
Okay. Uh, so I need to be careful about that, but and I should go look up my touchstone next, but I'm not. I
Oh,
I'm
uh,
going to Lloyd's. And
Well, you
before,
do still eat lots of delicious lamb.
yes. Um, and before I walk in the door, so that they don't go, oh, you don't get to come in. You look shabby. Uh, I'm going to once again do my kith thing of mercurial visage, um, and look like my old self before this whole horrible fate befell me.
Sure. Well, I mean, isn't your mask already that?
Um, no, but whenever I use it, both mask and meme change.
Okay, so you're just sort of covering your bases.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um, And because I am a Darkling, I oh no, that's a different thing. Never mind. If I
The
we're
power
gonna
does. There is a role for the power.
yes. Uh, let's see how that goes. Any modifiers?
I don't think so unless it says in the contract. I mean, you're not doing it against the thing. I presume it would only be if you were trying to gain like a specific effect.
Then I would still probably be tested.
Anyway. Woo!
Go.
Okay. I am the Alexander Graves of old. Uh,
It is also worth noting that as your current clarity is now below 5, you'll be taking perception penalties.
ooh, great. Um, okay. Uh, so
-1, your clarity 3.
okay. I'll I'll go up. Actually, I'll ask to see like a manager rather than like just one of the tellers.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you have to, they ask you a few questions like, "Oh, have you got your card on you and stuff?" And but they're like, "Oh, no, that's fine, that's fine." So
Well,
yeah, they
okay.
start walking.
So yeah, what I tell them to that question is, well, there's been a bit of a problem. I was I was mugged, and my wallet was taken. I have had a chance to go home and clean up, so I do have alternate ID with me, but I want to make sure that uh, uh, that I have access and that there won't be any problems with identity theft with my account.
Oh, of course, sir, no problems. Someone will be with you in just 5 minutes. Because
Very well.
obviously, yeah, you've got like your legit passport and stuff, so
Mhm.
that's more than enough for them. Um, I kind of maybe do want you to do a roll just because there is an element of deceit occurring. But seeing
Sure,
as how
sure.
you're pretending to be yourself, you can roll with a +1.
Okay. Uh,
And
Manipulation
and
and subterfuge.
yeah, yeah, if that's what you prefer. I think you could use presence because once again you're pretending to be yourself, but manipulation's fine.
Yeah, I could easily see that. But
Okay. And I really don't want this to fuck up, so I'm gonna spend a willpower. And that just gives me one more die, right?
I think it's 3.
Is it 3? Sweet.
Yeah, because like old world darkness, it was like a willpower was like an
And
automatic
success.
success,
Yeah.
and then in the new one,
yeah,
it's like
it's
3
+3
dice. I think.
dice.
Yeah,
All right.
2 is often greater than 0. Yeah, they buy the lie, and yeah, you would you like a cup of tea or anything?
Uh, yes, yes, I would like a cup of tea.
How would you take it, sir?
Uh, one lump, no milk.
Great. So yeah, after maybe like 3 or 4 minutes goes by, they come back and they gesture to you and they're like, "Right this way, please, sir." And yeah, you're taken up a set of stairs. There's like nice carpets. They're like a deep, rich green. All of the furnishings are like a heavy, dark old wood that's sort of carved with like dudes on horses and like eagles and like all that kind of like old world money good shit.
Mm.
the horse particularly is like running with you for this particular bonk. And yeah, it's a lovely building. It's like an old listed building. It's kind of like the ones on the side of the reference photo. It's not actually that busy at the time. I just really like the photo. And yeah, you're led up down to a little manager's office. They've all got like there's like loads of them, maybe like 6 or 7 in a row. They're all like sort of frosted glass with like big green stripes going across, and like the old wooden door opened, and you're led in to sit down. And as you get there, your cup of tea is waiting on the desk, and someone on the other side has got a cappuccino. And what was your surname again?
Oh, Tempest Graves.
Graves. So yeah, it's like an old Indian lady, and she's like, hello there, Mr. Tempest Graves. Please have a seat.
Thank you. So, I'm not sure if my situation was already explained to you.
Yes, I believe you've been mugged, and you're worried about identity theft.
Yeah. So,
Shall I have the fraud team cancel the card? I can just push this button and
yes, yes, please, by all means.
cool. You see how she like plumps enter on a keyboard. She's like, excellent. Are there any other precautions, or was there any other sensitive data taken? Mr. Tempest Gray.
Uh, well, uh, I, uh, I guess I can't be certain uh, what the ruffians may have done uh, with my wallet. So if I could just uh, transfer my existing account to a new account, I want to make sure that there won't be any problems or skullduggery going forward.
Well, sir. And she kind of like leans in, and you see she's not like a name tag person. She's like, placard on the desk person. She's wearing like a very nice business suit. She leans in and she's like, "That seems very wise, sir. And in fact, Mr. Tempest Graves, what you could look at this is an opportunity to upgrade to one of our more premium current accounts with even more security features. For obviously a small setup fee, but you can't put a price on it. Piece of art.
Of course, of course.
And
What?
obviously, if this was like really you, I'd make you like roll to resist her like pitching you, but like obviously it's not, so I won't. But she's giving you the slow ball pitch right now.
Okay. Um, so explain if you could explain the new features.
Oh, so there would be you would have a dedicated fraud prevention team watching over your account. You could have multi-stage authorization required. If you have a newer phone, there's even biometric integration. Very modern.
Yes, yes. This sounds perfect.
So her eyes light up and she's like, oh, very good, very good.
We
I'll
can
just
take care of this today. Yes.
Oh, of course, sir. I'll just and like as she's saying that, she's like clicking with her other hand. She's like, there, and there's like a printer like already like spooling out the contract. Was your tea to your liking?
Quite satisfactory.
Good, good. Much other much other plans for the day, sir? I expect have you been You filed your police report already?
Yes, I do have a number of other matters to take care of. So, but uh, you do have my undivided.
Uh-huh, We'll obviously fully cooperate if they, ruffians, as you say, attempt any transactions. And then she like kind of pulls out the contract and like flips to the very last page, and she's like, "If you just could," and hands you a expensive fountain pen.
Okay. So yeah, I'll look through it quickly. And
Oh, and of course, there will be a small charge as well for closing your previous account, but obviously you're ready with
very well.
that. Well, you've already signed, she says as she like files it away and starts like typing. She's like, excellent. Your new card will be dispatched to you tomorrow morning, and you'll be able to make purchases using online banking and telephone banking until the new card arrives. Here, and she like prints off another single sheet. Here is your new account number and sort code
Thank
for
you.
said online and telephone purchases.
Thank you. Oh, and if I could, some walking around money.
Oh, sure. You'll have to go down to one of the tellers. I
Oh.
don't have money in my desk.
So yeah, I mean, I'll just set up the stuff. That
Oh, it's all taken care of, sir. Just as soon as your new card arrives, it will be just as it was before, but with extra security. Can I interest you in any other accounts? Maybe ISA? How many ISAs do you have currently?
uh, not at this time.
Huh? As you say, sir. Well, I'll include some documentation for you to look over with your new card.
Very kind.
Yes, quite. Is that all then? Do you need me for?
I believe that is all. Thank you.
Okay, as I say, if you go see one of the tellers, they'll be able to give you some walking around money.
Okay.
The limit is 500, I'm afraid.
Oh. Very well. Okay.
She kind of
So,
like looks awkwardly like, oh, are you not?
I mean, pocket change, but very well. I suppose it'll have to do. Uh, and yeah, so I'll go down to the teller, uh, get the get that cash, make sure that the whole phone thing is working right with the new phone, um, and head out.
So I kind of want to throw you like give me a wits and either a wits and academics or a wits computer.
Oh, okay. Uh, uh,
Whichever is your stronger, and it's like
the,
a
the,
-1 because I'm so fucking nice.
okay. Do I want to? Yeah, I'm going to burn another willpower here because I don't want to fuck this up. Uh, so the total is it +2? I really didn't want to fuck this up.
It's fine. It's
Uh-huh.
fine.
Uh-huh.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine, Brad.
Uh-huh. Great.
So, yeah,
Great.
you're able to go to the teller without incident. They seem a bit shabby for this quality of establishment, but hey, change, progress. What can you say? And yeah, you're able to get. I mean, do you ask for 500 or would you like less money?
No, I think 500.
Oh yeah, you get $500. It's all 20s.
Fine. Okay. Damn it.
Cool. So as we've got like 15 minutes left, we're gonna go into wrap up, and we'll fade out on
Right.
smug Alexander walking, striding victoriously out of the bank, thinking that they have thought of everything. Um, Let me uncork my Sharpie to make this extra important GM note. It was he didn't think of everything in big letters. If we'll stay with you for a second, then Brad declare, not Alexander the character. So have you completed any of your goal arenas?
Okay. Yes, I scared the glamour out of somebody. Uh, and maybe reclaimed my mortal fortune. It seems like mostly,
You,
but
I
there's
mean,
a
you
hitch.
haven't. You, yeah, I mean, there's something that can go wrong still that you've not thought of, unfortunately.
Okay.
But it's super close. I mean, okay. I'm gonna give you a beat and it completes, but because you didn't think of everything, you could re-lose it yet, and then regaining it could then be another. There could be some back and forth.
Okay.
But at the moment, you do control it. You've got the new account number and everything. So yeah, have a beat for that, complete it, clear it.
Okay. Cool. Uh, yeah, I think that's it. It's just like the aspirations, right? Or is there?
Hmm.
Yeah. Well, but then obviously we are refilling at the end of each episode because apparently that's the rules in the book. So you're refilling now if you like, or you can do it as homework.
Um,
But just
mm,
as in, if you want like my or the other players' input on making your new goals, if that makes sense. I mean, should we do maybe other people's
sure.
completions while you think about it, or?
Okay.
Well,
Well,
there's
if
one thing
anybody
that
has,
came to.
oh, sorry.
No, I was just like, because you got cash, and so it needs a dot, and I'm wondering it, like, would because I'm trying to look at like the services, and it seems like 500 would either be 2 or 3 dots of cash.
Yeah, I think it would be 500 quid gets you really far. I think yeah, it would be like two, three, two,
Because like
three.
the way it works is that if you use it as like a bribe, then you can just straight up use it as a bonus, like per like 1 per dot, and then but you can then also of course like buy whatever is but like because everything in the book is measured in dots, so just wondering which one it is. Some of the stuff in the 3 range are definitely above 500, but some of them I think are within 500.
Yeah, I'll probably say it's 2 dots, just because like I think you can get like cars and stuff in 3 dots. Uh,
Hmm.
Okay.
which I don't think you get for like 500 quid. I mean, you could get a shit car for, you could get like a shit second-hand car for 500 quid. It's tricky.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? It was a big push bank. It's a fraction of a 5 dot resource, so we'll make it 3 dots. We'll scale up just because
Yeah.
of the setting. Yeah, have 3 dots of car of walking around money, as you so very Americanly put it.
Sorry.
I've got to say, no, it's fine, it's fine. It's like it's so weird that like a character from Bristol would be like, ah. some walking around.
Oh, what would normally be the term?
Probably spending cash is what
Ah,
rich people would say.
Yeah, I'd normally here where I grew up, it would have been spending money or pocket money, maybe pocket cash.
Or just
Killing Floor
hard
has
cash.
taught me that the only thing that
Oh,
Brits say is
dosh.
dosh. Yeah.
Where's the money? Dosh.
Yeah, exactly. God damn it. It's like,
so, does anybody have any suggestions for other aspirations?
Oh yeah.
well, I usually like to do like two that seem very likely that you can do. I think it's even better, like even more important here, because Changeling does have the thing that you need to like sort of conclusively do it to uh for it to like resolve.
Mm-hmm.
And then one that's sort of a longer term thing. So I don't know.
Well, I've got the longer term one. Uh, I actually I think do know one of them, which is going to be catching up with Samantha Thorne, also known as Sir Vivek Aware, who's a cultist who is also my touchstone. Is my clarity? I'm you know, running
I'm
out there.
imagining that she has a very sort of raspy and slightly saucy voice like this.
Works for me.
Thorn. Samantha Thorn is my name.
So yeah, that's the random voice I've arbitrarily picked for that end. It's correct, Brad. Let me know.
Sometimes it's really nice to have an aspiration like I mean I mean I don't know if this would be an actual but like so have like have Alexander hallucinate could be an aspiration because they can
The
also be like
aspirations don't have to be in character.
yeah
Okay.
like if so that can be fun sometimes if you just like feel like damn I really want to see like this thing happen or like then
I have a suggestion.
Uh-huh.
Form the motley. That could be a
oh
goal.
yeah true actually that's
Okay. Well, okay. I'm thinking maybe help Vasi out of hot water, which may be harder to deal with than I think, but eh. I think it's
It's a
good to have
decent
one
yeah,
be
that's good.
focused on another.
It does mean you'll have to make sure to angle towards the characters actually meeting up again pretty soon so that he can find out about the hot water.
Yes, for sure.
But
Okay.
yeah.
So I'm good, I think.
Oh, and then who of you other lovely people would like to go next?
I could
Well,
go
I
next.
can.
Oh.
I was going to say I didn't fulfill any of mine, so I can be really quick. Though I do want to ask if you think I might be able to get all my willpower back for my friendship. Fred is the word.
Sure. I
Maybe.
mean, you did.
The
You did.
the all willpower suggestion is follow a friend into a deadly or dangerous situation. Uh, and I granted I'm the one who pulled you into the hedge, but it was to get you out of trouble, and the hedge is definitely deadly or dangerous.
Yeah, no.
I think I should at least get one willpower.
Yeah, I mean,
I just
you
don't
did
know. I'd like
definitely.
all,
Like,
if
yeah,
possible.
I feel like it's like sure, there's a bit of the like you were the one to like do the whole like like get us into the hedge, right? But like yeah, I mean, I feel like the intent is pretty clear still.
Yeah, I think like you grabbing her hand and like flinging the door open, and I imagine like leaves and stuff flying through. I think it's quite a nice moment And so yeah, you can get willpower for that.
And you sort of followed into the situation of being wanted by the police.
Yeah, I
Yeah, true
definitely
enough,
followed
true
into
enough.
that.
You know,
So,
you did
do you
have
think
your
it's
own shit that you wanted to deal with, but instead you chose friendship. So yeah,
Mm.
willpower.
yeah. So you think it's one or all?
Let's maybe go with like it's half.
I
Is
mean,
that are you good with that? That's between one and all.
that is true. It is between the two. It's not really within the rules of the game specifically, but I could accept 3.
Well, I the old storyteller system like specifically said, "Oh, the rules are made to be broken." I don't know if the new one feels the
I
same way.
mean, sure, you can hack the game anytime you want,
Yeah,
but I do prefer to play by the rules first because, like, why the fuck did I spend
learn them. Yeah.
$40 on this fucking PDF that's not even finished being edited yet if we're just gonna ignore the words in it?
Oh, so like I frequently ignore the words in it if they're just not to my, if they don't fit in my spooky brain. But also at the same time, although I ignore the words a lot, I'm always open to tabling whether or not my interpretation of things is right, or
Yeah.
my being like, no, I don't like that is right. So although I might ignore the words sometimes,
So
I'm open to
I
paying
need to
attention to
know
the words.
though, like, how many willpower have you spent?
Well, let's see. I started the session at 1, then I gained 1
Oh
for
wow.
sleeping, then I went back down to 1 in that
Okay.
scene. So, yes, it's very important that I get back as much as I can.
Because I was like, wait, like, doesn't 3 get you to full? I was like,
No,
okay, I
no,
suppose not.
no. There is, in fact, a
Okay.
difference between half and all in this situation.
Wow.
I
Alright.
really wanted Rachel to like me, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I'll take
Yeah.
that.
It's
I
those.
mean, that's when you end up with no willpower. It's like just drained. God damn it. She didn't like me. I kind of
And
like
I
that.
mean,
Like,
I,
it's a
I,
weird thing. Well,
I
like,
could
so
also argue
changelings.
I might get some more out of Provider, uh, my needle, but it's fine. That
I
can
don't
happen
think.
next session too.
Yeah, I feel like not here probably, but maybe
and
later.
we pass on to from you, Sal. Would you like to? I know you said you didn't complete any of your aspirations, but would you like to update them, or are you? Or do
I
you
am updating them. I'm tabling some of the other ones that I had that don't look like they're going to come up next session, and I'm having. I think I'm gonna have. I liked the Forma Motley, so I'm gonna have that be my long-term one because I don't know if how involved the process that might be. And then I'm changing Explore Someone's Dreams to. I don't know why my ship just switched to page 3.
Oh, sorry, that was me. Uh, um,
Yeah,
hands off.
my aspirations are at the bottom of my contracts.
Okay.
So, uh, but yeah, replacing Explore Someone's Dreams with Get Somewhere Safe with Vasilisa.
cool? And then appropriately moving on to, and that's Lisa,
Yeah,
played by Hunt the Wild. Do you
yeah,
complete any of your aspirational goals?
yeah. I definitely got the, and I actually already marked it earlier, but like the my meet the courts one, because that just straight up happened. So I got that one. Um, I don't know. What do you all think about the get to know the two
Um,
who escaped with me better?
I mean, you haven't really,
I
you
feel
know,
like not yet, but you are
Mm,
about to go on a hedge journey with one of us, so
yeah,
probably next time.
yeah. I feel like next time I'm probably gonna take it, even if it's just one of them, and then because I feel like then it's like I mean I've gotten to know the two of them better at that point because I do know more about them already, and then at that point I know possibly more about one of them, and then that might be replaced with the motley stuff as well afterwards.
Just why I'm resistant at the moment is that there hasn't even been like downtime. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I feel like he's learned a decent amount about Lexander, to be honest, because they did have their camaraderie and fear. But like, there's not as much with Paige, so I feel like that probably resolves next time.
Well, okay, I'll spin it round because obviously because it is they learn more, so it's really up to you whether you feel that you've learned enough or whether more is still more.
Well, like I mean, I was I think quite clearly a bit on the fence myself because that's why I threw it to and I feel like it's like if other people didn't feel like they was, then that's fair enough because I wasn't quite sure either. So I think probably one more go at it, and I think then I would just like I mean I'll be disappointed in myself if I don't know more about them like after next session.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, sounds about
Then
right.
seek out my fetch. Obviously didn't happen. So
I mean,
Well, you
was the
did
inspiration
seek them out.
because you sought them out?
yeah,
You
but
didn't find them, but
yeah, but like I mean, I feel like I would have had to get at least to see them for it to like.
Yeah.
Because yeah, I feel like it's not. I don't think that one required me to have any particular interaction, but I didn't. I do think it required me to like sort of get to the same space with them, right?
That's
Fate, not
Or
persona.
or maybe even like a phone call would actually, but anyway, not this time.
Cool.
So yeah.
That's all of the end of show housekeeping done.
everyone does get a per
Oh yeah, and you get a beat for showing.
chapter.
We're showing up. Okay, I mark that.
No, it's for role playing well.
Oh,
I
okay.
mean, we did do that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you did. If if this game had an inspiration system, I'd have been dishing it out left, right, and center. But inspiration is silly.
I'm going to put a new one in, and it's gonna be like get through the hedge with puppets.
Yeah, be good little.
is that what you're calling me now?
Yes.
Well, yeah,
that's gonna end well for everyone involved. Definitely not in a dependency complex or anything.
Okay.
It is kind of ironic calling Paige puppet.
But
Well, Vasya found it incredibly funny because of that, like the whole time.
yeah, that's why she was at. Like honestly, I didn't actually say it, but I was thinking about mentioning like it's possible Paige is maybe blushing a little bit after Vasya called them that. Like I think she definitely likes the word as a pet name. So yeah.
I feel like it's gonna stick now because I don't know.
Cool. Is it time for shoutouts then?
Yeah. By all means.
I did. I adjusted my Motley aspiration to be form or join just to cover the bases.
Nice. Excellent, Glory. Excellent, Glory. Solicitoring, as it is.
Like, just making sure I don't miss my beat because I decided to join one that's already exists.
So on shoutouts, Sal, you have a change to the Changeling Second D sheet in with Roll20, right?
Yeah, I made it actually like match the second edition mechanics instead of just the first edition Changeling. So I don't know what people see on your screen, but like the contracts list now has drop downs for common and royal instead of the dots. We actually have a clarity health track. There's a beats check boxes down at the bottom. And it says needle thread instead of vice versa. I think that covers all the shit I did.
Yeah.
but
Very
they're
cool.
pretty useful for the minutia of the game.
Yeah. Most appreciated.
I'm surprised it got pushed live today or by today because they only accepted the pull request like a couple of days ago.
Wow.
But good for them. For us, more than them, but
Anything else?
no, I don't do much yet. So
All right. Anyone?
Well, I mean, I can just shout out like I'm very glad that there's a second edition of this game because like I'm really happy with all of the second edition versions of these game lines that I've so far tried, which to be fair is only two of them, like in actual play, but the others read well, so
mhm.
Good deal.
so a shout out to Onyx Path, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah. I suppose on that
Good
note,
job.
the pre-order on like backer kit, if you just go to the Changeling Second Edition Kickstarter, there should be a link. If this is all looking interesting, you still have an opportunity to throw the money and get the the like Kickstarter rewards. I think that might luck out tomorrow. I'm not positive. Uh, so I don't know how long that will be a true statement, but
So hurry. By the time this video is up on YouTube, it's probably too late. Spook? What's up?
Oh, hi. I realized this week that usually as a shout, I tell people to be good to themselves and each other, but then I realized that that was Jerry Springer's thing. So now I feel like I don't have a thing to scout people. So instead, I'm just going to say, be good to me,
Okay.
internet.
Although to be fair, when you say be good to each other, I don't want to punch you in the face. So I think you do it better than Jerry Springer. But yeah,
Nice.
if you want to
I
differentiate.
feel like that's a very low bar, to be fair.
Yeah,
But yes.
indeed. uh, for me, you can find me here on twitch.tv/RPGlory or mixer.com/RPGlory for live stuff. Um, for extensive archives, you can find that at YouTube/C/RPGlory. I'll be back with Spook on Saturday at noon Pacific for what may be the final episode of the Hacking Infinity campaign of Eschaton. And then on Sunday we're gonna do that at 4 p.m. Pacific. We're gonna be doing Lords of Chaos, which is 5th ed D&D. And if you enjoyed this and haven't already, please do like, subscribe, follow, all that stuff. I would very much appreciate it. Oh, and Spook, thank you so much for running. Thank you all for hanging out. Have a good one, everybody.
Thanks for playing, guys. Enjoy. Pew pew.
Bye.